You know, I'm a big Spike Lee fan, but I've never really reviewed anything of his work on this channel. So, in celebration of doing a Spike Lee movie, I'm going to recreate that tracking shot thing he does.
Get out! Get out! Why? Please! Go! I don't know who she is yet, but can't wait till I find her. I know she's very, hopefully even finer. I don't know where she is, and I don't know where she's going. I don't know where she lives, and I don't know what she's showing.
I ran out of room. Whoa. Hey, we're going to be reviewing BlackkKlansman, filmed by Spike Lee. It's executive produced by Jordan Peele. And it stars John David Washington, Adam Driver, Laura Harrier, Topher Grace, Ryan Eggold, Ashley Atkinson, and Paul Walker Hauser. And spoiler alert, this movie is pretty fantastic. It's based on the real life story, and it's about this cop in Colorado who's the first black cop in his district. And he initially is sent to spy on the local chapter of Black Panthers, but he starts getting this idea like, hey, aren't we looking at the KKK? So he impersonates a racist white dude on the phone, starts talking to them, and gets the ball rolling. So he obviously can't in person go check them out. So that brings in, Flip, who's played by Adam Driver. And Adam Driver is great. He, as always, that guy's never bad. And essentially, he is passing for the same voice, doing their best to kind of connect that way. It's an interesting thing because he at first is thinking this is just a job. The KKK are just a bunch of assholes. Blah blah blah. Until the subject of him being Jewish comes up, and he's never been a strict practicing Jew in his life, but the fact that he's nearly shot over it is kind of life-changing for him. For the first time he's ever really had to think about his place in society and how people view him, which gives him a more personal stake in this. Let's see, Laura Harrier, who, by the way, when looking at IMDb, I discovered that she plays Liz in Spider-Man Homecoming. And this is the first couple of times I've seen her, and I'm really liking her. I hope I see her in more lead roles. She's fantastic as the local president of the Black Panthers. And, she brings in people to make speeches. And that's one of the things I like about this film is normally a lot of films, when they have a speech, they cut it really quick to get the bullet points. And don't have it try and slow down the action. And Spike Lee is basically, fuck that. I want you to listen to these speeches. Particularly the first opening speech, the Black Panther rally. But then we get, there's this great juxtapose where Harry Belafonte is coming to speak. And at the same time, Topher Grace's David Duke is doing a speech. And, it goes back and forth as we listen to both the speeches, and Harry Belafonte's character starts bringing up the fact about this terrible murder that was committed, partially inspired by the film Birth of a Nation, where then we start cutting to these KKK assholes watching the film and cheering it on like it's wrestling or, the new Indiana Jones film or something, going really at it. Oh boy. This film starts out as kind of a cop film with some humor to it, and the humor is really strong. But it still has a sense of importance in that way. And then slowly we get to see how dangerous and evil the situation is. And of course, at the end, it all comes home with kind of a gut punch of an ending, and to the point where I forget. Every time I watch one of Spike Lee's fictional films, I forget he is a very talented documentary filmmaker as well, and he blends that so well in the ending of this film. The point where I was rather emotional when I watched it. So let's get to some pros and cons. Pros, everything I just mentioned. The performances by the entire cast were excellent. I do want to partly single out Ashley Atkinson, who plays Connie, the wife of one of these evil bastards. And she plays the wife of Felix, and Felix is a pretty typical idea I normally have of these evil, KKK, Nazi, alt-right kind of guys who are just kind of cold and dead and angry all the time. He is fantastic. He is threatening every time. He is just creepy and evil the entire film, and he creates a great sense of menace. While some of the other KKK guys are, they're bad guys, but they're kind of guys. He is a true focused laser beam evil. His wife, on the other hand, is Atkinson, and I think Spike Lee and everybody who put this character together, I think did something really genius, where she plays the character with a Kristen Shaw cuteness. Hey, that's just an average, likable woman I see any day. And no, she's willing to take a bomb and kill people over it. She has no problem whatsoever killing hundreds of innocent people. And that's really disturbing. It's actually almost more disturbing than her husband, who is scary in and of himself. And this is the kind of bitch that would be calling the police over black people just having fun in a park. That type of person. Those people exist, and that was very real. And matter of fact, this whole film really just hits you in such a real way. I suppose if I had to pick any cons about the film, of course he. Creates a plot that really didn't happen in real life, but to be honest, it folds really well into the story, and the payoff is just great. I mean, I was actually kind of cheering, if I remember correctly. So, if it works in the film, I can forgive that kind of thing. And let's see, it is very specific on what's going on right now, but I'll be honest with you. The thing is, this film makes a point of what was going on in the 70s is still going on today. And it's partly due to the fact that we never really faced these problems as a society. We just kind of let it go. And look, where we've come because of this refusal to, face our problems. And yeah, it's a really great film. So, with all that said, I'm a big fan of this movie. I highly recommend you go see it. It's fun, and you kind of need to see it too. It's both of the same thing. So I'm going to give it an easy 5 out of 5 Ram Chips. Loved it a lot. So you can let me know in the comments below. What did you think of the film? Do you want to go see it? Let's see. What do you have on as far as feelings about the film? You can let me know. Also, you can like and subscribe. Also, click the notification bell, because apparently subscribers of mine don't always get to see my videos because of algorithms. For God's sake, stupid algorithms. So click the notification bell so you can get an easier time finding my stuff. So also, I post stuff immediately when I post them on YouTube on my rather lengthy list of social media places. You can hit me at The Real Manos on Twitter. I have a Real Manos Facebook page. Also, you can support this channel on Patreon. Patreon.com/Justin Cristelli. I think that's it. So until next time, push the button, Lindsay.